Today is the first day of the rest of your week. Jack along later today here on the Cultaholic YouTube channel with news around a WWE return this week and some big stuff from the world of New Japan. That's with Jack later on, but for now, here is your wrestling news. A WWE Star reacts to being drafted. We have a backstage update on an injured Raw star. And the sons of a WWE Hall of Famer make their SmackDown debut. We'll talk about that in a bit. But first, a draft that none of us saw coming filled our timelines last night. That's right, Postman Pat drafted to Raccoon City. Early in the morning, just as day is dawning, he'll send the zombies back to the hellscape they came from. Also, Mandy Rose has been drafted to Monday Night Raw. This broke on WWE socials overnight. Mandy Rose reacted to this news by simply saying, "What?" She then put out a slightly longer statement shortly afterwards, saying, "You dirty bar steward." She didn't say bar steward. 3 weeks. It took 3 weeks to find out why I wasn't on SmackDown. And of course, it's because of you, Mike. I had a career moment at SummerSlam to not be on SmackDown, and you just drop it on Talking Smack like it's nothing. You affect my career and my time so you could try and stop Otis from succeeding. This is how you use your pull? Wow. Angry emoji, angry emoji. If I'm going to Raw, that's great. I'll do bigger and better things on Mondays than I've done on Fridays. Oh, and if you think you're going to split Otis and I up, think again, Miz. There are 7 days in a week, and me and Mr. Money in the Bank are as tight as ever. Love remains. I was concerned that this would affect the greatest love story in professional wrestling history. But yeah, so Mandy Rose blaming the Miz. Miz put out on Twitter that he'd used his pull to get Mandy Rose moved to Raw so Otis could focus on his duties as the man who holds the Money in the Bank contract. And then Mandy obviously reacted the way that she did last night. This is all a bit strange. Like, to move Mandy like this, like just out of the blue, seemed a very peculiar one to me. Because there was stuff that was still happening on SmackDown that you could still do on SmackDown. You could still have some fun with Mandy and Otis on SmackDown. Now you're not doing any of that. And Mandy is just hopping over to Raw. Okay, but they say that the relationship will continue. Don't know how that'll pan out. Weird one, this. Weird news that broke over the weekend. Mandy Rose moving to Raw. Yeah, it just seems a bit strange. So Mandy will no doubt make a debut on Raw, probably tonight, I would say. They'd want to strike while the iron is hot and have Mandy on Raw, maybe cutting some fire promo about The Miz when she gets there. Dolph Ziggler's already had a tweet about it as well, saying that Mandy just keeps following him everywhere. So maybe they'll have a tete-a-tete when she gets onto Raw. We will find out. Also tonight on Raw, we're going to see Drew McIntyre taking on Keith Lee. These guys going one-on-one tonight. This is because the story here is that Drew keeps interrupting Keith's matches against Randall. So therefore, they need to sort that out. So it's a non-title match between Drew McIntyre and Keith Lee. Keith Lee has tweeted about this, and Drew responded to those tweets over the weekend with a little dig, just a little dig, where he said, quote, "Beat me and I'll personally have a word about your theme music." Lee replied to this with, "That stung, but you're on." Maybe if Keith beats Drew, maybe the phone will ring and they may inquire into the services of Cultaholic to sing Keith Lee to the ring. I don't know, that might be the thing that happens. Who knows? That's Raw tonight. We'll talk all about it tomorrow. Me and you will do Raw Graded, and we'll break down all the happenings from Monday Night Raw. In your face, as it's now called. Because everything needs a catchphrase and a slogan and a tagline. In your face. Staying with Monday Night Raw, a slight update on Ivar's situation now. So last week, Ivar hit a Viking dive and took him not just out of the match, but could have taken him out of the picture for a good long while. As soon as he hit that dive on Raw, he threw up the X, got seen to by medical professionals. He's since been onto Twitter to say thank you for the support, and there's more details to come. Now, Dave Meltzer has updated us saying that WWE still yet to determine whether Ivar is going to need surgery. Now, it looks as if that his head collided with Bobby Lashley's shoulder, which caused the stoppage. Now, normally this would just be treated as a stinger. However, the issue backstage is that Ivar has had a series of neck problems throughout his career. And the last thing they want to do is rush Ivar back into the ring when they know that he's had problems with his neck before. So that's probably why there's no decision that's been made yet. I guess they just want to see how Ivar goes over the next couple of days before they make that firm decision. Ivar and Eric, big part of Monday Night Raw at the moment, so whilst they're keen to get them back on, they don't want to rush it at the same time. They're being very careful when it comes to Ivar of the Viking Raiders. So no doubt we'll have an update on Monday Night Raw about the plans going forward for Ivar. But as it stands right now, they're yet to decide on whether Ivar is getting surgery. A history-making moment for an Impact Wrestling champion coming up next month. Deonna Purrazzo, the reigning Knockouts champion, is off to do Josh Barnett's Bloodsport. She was officially announced as a competitor at Bloodsport, joining Josh Alexander and Homicide so far. This is a great fit for Deonna Purrazzo, the master of the Fujiwara armbar, to be in that no ropes ring, just down and dirty and aggressive. I think it's going to suit Deonna Purrazzo down to the ground. So she's going to be a big part of Bloodsport, repping Impact Wrestling there. Bloodsport is going to be part of a big weekend of GCW action in October. The Collective Series is going to be happening in October. These are the series of shows that GCW were going to put on during WrestleMania week. And obviously, WrestleMania week didn't happen. So consequently, all those events were cancelled. It's great to see them finally happening. So coming up in October, you're going to get Josh Barnett's Bloodsport along with For the Culture, Effie's Big Gay Brunch, Joey Janela's Spring Break, and a whole load of other shows as well. You'll be able to watch them on demand if you can't be in Indianapolis for that weekend. And I think it's going to be just a really exciting weekend of wrestling. And now we know Deonna Purrazzo is going to be a part of it. We send our best this morning to Simone Johnson, daughter of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So Simone joined WWE's Performance Center back in February, officially signing with the company. But she's going to take some time away from training as she undergoes surgery. She put out onto Twitter over the weekend, "Tomorrow I'm having knee surgery for the third time. As not fun as surgery is, I'm looking forward to my knees not popping out anymore." Seems like she's dealing with a problem that's been lingering for quite some time. So we send her nothing but the best as she is on the road to recovery. It's a lot of pressure to go in there and be the son or the daughter of a legend like The Rock. No doubt the weight of the world on her for when she comes back. So to get herself into peak physical condition before anything else happens about having this surgery, it's going to be a great benefit to her going forward. She also tweets, by the way, "That said, please send me video game suggestions, movie suggestions, preferably scary, or anything else to help pass the time." So any movie suggestions or video games for Simone Johnson. Surely she'd be playing Animal Crossing. I think everybody in lockdown around the world has played Animal Crossing. Shout out to Simone Johnson to play Animal Crossing. And finally, keeping it in the family, you may have seen the sons of a WWE Hall of Famer on SmackDown this past Friday. You know when Sami Zayn got dragged away by security guards at the orders of Adam Pearce? Those weren't any normal security guards. No. Those were Terrence and Terrell Hughes, the twin sons of WWE Hall of Famer and current WWE producer Devon Dudley. They've been all over the place. They're parts of USWA, Atomic Revolutionary Wrestling, Conquer Pro. They've been champions around the circuit as well. And you may have seen them years ago on TNA Wrestling as well. I know Devon had some angles involving his kids as part of TNA Wrestling some time ago. But here they are on SmackDown playing extras. This will be a part. I feel like these guys are going to go on to do good things in wrestling. And I feel like this is one of those scenes that they'll put on a Before They Were Famous documentary. So yeah, the more you know. The more you know. Sons of Devon. You may have known that already, so I might be telling you again. You're very, very welcome. Jack's along later today with more wrestling news. If you want even more wrestling news, you can check out the Cultaholic Wrestling News podcast, which is available every single day, Monday to Friday, on the Cultaholic podcast feed. You can download it right now for the latest wrestling news in your ears. We also do interviews and watch-alongs and special reviews on the podcast feed that you can enjoy/endure as well. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.